WKBS, Burlington, Philadelphia.
So, how do you look tonight? Be honest. Terrific. I agree with you. Well, Raven, you are definitely on the right track. And Sky is right on time.
Good evening, Mr. Swift.
Hello, Gunther. Where is Mr. Whitney?
Oh, he's tied up in a business meeting. He asked me to pick you up, take you to the restaurant. He'll meet you there.
He'll meet me there.
Yeah, listen, I've got the car parked just outside. I can't stay long. It's in a no-loading zone.
Well, perhaps you'd better move it then.
Well, if you're not ready, I can drive around the block a couple of times. I'll be back to pick you up.
Why don't you just drive around the block all night, Gunther? Wouldn't that be funny?
Pardon?
Or better yet, why don't you just drive to Mr. Whitney's business meeting and tell him that the laundry is not ready?
Laundry?
Yes, because that's what I feel like, a bag of laundry to be picked up and delivered. Well, maybe he can treat Martine Duval that way, but he will not treat me like that. Now, will you get out of here? I told you.
Well, look, all I know is Mr. Whitney asked me to pick you up. Well, I can't tell him nothing about laundry.
Well, you can tell him anything you like. But you just make sure he understands if he wants to go out with me, he'd better damn well come pick me up himself. Have I made myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
You better be right.
Of Night is brought to you by Mountain Grown Folgers, Mountain Grown coffee, the richest kind. And by Era, the detergent that cleans your whole wash all by itself.
Dirt from Denver, Dallas.
Sis, your clothes get around more than I do.
We just jump in our van and go. Well, you ought to try it.
With 2 kids and a Cocker Spaniel.
Here.
Hey, you ought to try this.
Era? Well, nothing beats my powder.
So why this spray?
That is axle grease, and this is polyester.
And this?
Liquid for collars.
So if your powder needs help, why use it?
Well,
Era has ingredients like these. Era does it all by itself.
all this?
You bet.
Pants, collars, even that greasy blouse. Era did it.
All by itself.
Mind if I...
Take my Era? Will you take me too?
Era does it. All by itself.
Hey, Ed, what'd you use an automatic coffee maker?
Folgers flaked coffee.
Great.
What do you use in the automatic coffee maker?
Folgers flaked coffee.
Delicious.
Mrs. Olson, what did you use? Oh, Folgers flaked coffee.
Nothing's better in these coffee makers.
Where's that?
Folgers is mountain grown, the richest kind of coffee. It's a coffee recommended by Mr. Coffee, the best-selling coffee maker.
And it's flaked?
Flaked to release more rich flavor, so you use less. If you normally use 5 measures, you only need 4 of Folgers flaked coffee.
Delicious.
Mountain grown Folgers. That's how good coffee makers make great coffee.
There. Perfect for the occasion, huh? You sure?
I love it. It's like being in Italy.
What happens when the novelty wears off? I mean, you'd be surprised how tired you can get of junk food when it's all you can afford.
You forgot about something. You forgot about the dinner company. You know, what is important is the people you're with, not the menu.
Yeah, I know, but I just can't help wondering about it, that's all. I mean, you might think that it's fun and cute now, but what happens when the days and nights go by?
Oh, please believe me. I won't miss the fancy restaurants. And who knows? Maybe one of these days we will be able to afford it.
Maybe you will be able to, when somebody else finally realizes what a good dancer you are. When another Sky Whitney comes along and puts you in the spotlight.
That's my spotlight. Right here. Hello? What's the matter?
Nothing. I just been so darned happy all day, I guess there just had to be a down.
I know. You're thinking about my past in Paris, right?
I was thinking about the future. Let's face it, you used to living like a rich woman. Now you're here with a guy who doesn't have a dime in savings, and all he owns is a crummy dance studio that can barely make enough money to pay the rent.
Please. Would you stop worrying all the time?
I just want you to be happy.
But I am happy. You made me happy. By forgiving me. By not throwing me out when you had the right to do it. When you heard about me.
Well, that was a Martine I didn't know. It's the Martine I do know that I'm worried about.
Please stop. Don't worry about me. Just love me. That's what I need. Love me.
Oh, I love you, baby.
This is wonderful. Did you really do all the cooking?
Oh, sure. Well, the salad was simple, and the steaks are on the grill out back.
The menus around here are pretty simple these days, Jody. Tell me, what's happening with you? Does Schuyler Whitney really intend to cancel his dance company for good?
Yeah, I think so.
I heard a rumor over at WMON that Whitney has been talking to the General Amusement Company in Monticello. You know, the guys who own all the movie houses in town.
Seems to me that would be unfortunate. We've got plenty of movie houses in town, but we don't have a dance company. I think Monticello would have benefited.
Hey, I got an idea. Well, why doesn't the city subsidize a dance company? That way Gavin and Martine can have a job and Jody can keep hers.
Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful?
It's a fine idea, Kelly. But I think by the time City Council passed that bill, it'd be quite a long time.
Well, it was only an idea.
That's a good idea. Jody, you got to realize that there are other options open to you.
I know. Do you know what I did this afternoon? It was just an impulse.
You kicked Schuyler Whitney in the shins, I hope.
No. I went to his theater.
What for?
I just wanted to see the place, so I talked the watchman into letting me inside.
What'd you do after you got in there?
I went up on the stage and I danced. I know it's silly, but I was all by myself and I put this record on and I just started dancing. I guess I was pretending it was opening night. Funny thing is, I don't think I ever danced so well in my life.
Well, I'm sorry there won't be an opening night, Jody, because Nancy and I were looking forward to being there. Jody, even when things look bad, you can't give up hope.
Yeah, I think that I had better go check on those steaks on the grill, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I think things will get back to normal now that we've hired that new orderly.
What's normal to you, Doctor?
You know what I mean? We have established a routine of sorts around here, even if you don't find it too, pleasant. Now, your blood pressure's fine. You're, holding up quite well, Mrs. Carr.
I'm not holding up well at all.
Oh, Mrs. Carr, please.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl with a red bottom, which made her very unhappy. One day, a handsome prince came to her rescue. I have a magic powder, he said. It's Johnson's baby cornstarch. It's so absorbent, it helps soothe and prevent chafing and irritation. And her daddy was right. Her bottom felt better, her tears dried up, and they lived happily ever after with Johnson's Baby Cornstarch, the powder that works like magic, from Johnson & Johnson.
Oh, the swabs.
Oh, the swabs! Did you ever spill the swabs? Try Johnson swabs. Johnson swabs won't spill out because they're spill-proof. See this dispenser opening? This is what keeps the swabs in the box. Only Johnson's gives you this dispenser opening. And only Johnson's gives you this soft cotton tip and flexible blue stick. Try Johnson swabs in regular or decorator boxes. They're spill-proof from Johnson & Johnson.
I really don't approve of what you're doing, Mr. Kincaid. It's much too soon after your surgery.
Facial surgery shouldn't prevent me from being ambulatory, Dr. Featherstone.
But just let me talk to Dr. Bryson before you go out.
I have made up my mind, and you are not going to stop me. God knows I'm paying you people enough.
What is going on here?
It's nothing. It's just a little disagreement.
What about?
Well, Mr. Kincaid wants to drive into town.
I am driving into town, and neither one of you are going to stop me. If your orderly won't drive me, I will drive myself. I am perfectly capable of it.
It's all right, Dr. Featherstone. Dr. Bryson has already given his permission.
But he's been getting medication.
It is all right, Dr. Featherstone.
Very well, then.
I'm very sorry about that, Mr. Gideon.
Be careful. That old fool may be right outside the door. Always call me Kincaid.
Yes, of course, you're right. I'm sorry. I should be more careful. But then, of course, so should you.
Oh? So you have some objections, too, do you? Do you think I'll be recognized with these damn bandages?
No, of course not. But all the same, it is a risk.
Miss Nightingale, you and your husband are the last people in the world to talk about being careful. I don't know anything more careless than what you've done. Letting a reporter into this hospital. Keeping her on ice as if that'll prevent her from telling the truth.
We are working on the problem, I assure you.
You had better. Do you hear me?
Perhaps it'll make you feel better, Mrs. Carr, if I tell you that I'm doing everything I can to make you more comfortable.
What? Exactly.
Well, for one thing, I'm going to see that you get better treatment. Although that's something I can do only with your cooperation.
Will you stop bandaging me?
No, we still can't afford to have you recognized.
By whom, Doctor? You told me yourself that the only patient you have here is Ira Gideon.
Now, that's no longer true. You see, we are admitting another patient. And we have that new orderly working here. And we do have visitors, medical supply salesmen. Oh, but anyway, I promise you, you will get better treatment. It all depends on your discretion, on your desire to leave this situation behind you.
Oh, I want that. When does this happen?
Soon, Mrs. Carr. Soon.
Doctor, your new patient will be here in a few minutes.
Yes, I know. Oh, I'll be along as soon as I finish bandaging Mrs. Carr.
Oh, I can do that for you, Doctor. Your time is so much more valuable than mine.
Soon, Mrs. Carr. Soon.
Hi, Minnie. These prices are murder. Even my floor cleaner. Looks like my spick and span is the last real value in town.
Spick and span?
Why, sure. This one box cleans more than those 2 bottles and costs a lot less.
Cleans more than 2 bottles and costs less?
It's better, too. Cleans the daylights out of greasy, waxed-in dirt. Far sight better than any leading liquid. Now, that's right clean at the right price. Spick and span, the right clean at the right price.
Now available in the new 32-ounce size.
I smell flowers.
New dishwashing liquid.
Oh, fresh. But for that grease, you'll need Dawn.
Wrong. New fresh scent Dawn.
Watch. Half a cup of grease added to dishwater. Dawn breaks up grease, surrounds it, takes grease out of your way, helps keep it from settling back.
Dishes don't feel greasy.
Or my hands.
No flowers, huh?
Dawn takes grease out of your way.
And now, it smells even better.
Beautiful.
Here's a little housewarming gift.
Oh, I'll get the glasses.
Use these.
Puritan oil. Puritan's part of our diet to fight cholesterol.
And it makes food taste great.
I always use corn oil. Puritan has more polyunsaturates than corn oil. It also looks lighter. It tastes lighter.
You have excellent taste in gifts.
Puritan, a delicious part of your diet to fight cholesterol.
I hope you made the right choice, girl. Maybe I should have been a psychology major.
Well, here I am, just as Her Majesty ordered.
Well, do come in.
Thank you. Aren't you feeling well?
I feel fine.
I got your message from Gunther. In fact, he walked into a business meeting I was having and told me that my arrangements weren't satisfactory.
Well, I'm so sorry, but I felt a little hurt. My date was with you, not with him.
He simply came to pick you up, Raven.
But I expected you, not your chauffeur.
Well, most women wouldn't mind.
I am not
I know
like...
you are not like other women. I've already made that discovery.
And?
I appreciate your desire to be different. But there is such a thing as compromise.
I will not compromise. Not with you, not with any other man. So don't you dare ever send your man here again as if I were some sort of a tramp that you could just pick up and drop off at your will. I would rather not see you again if you're going to make me feel cheap.
Well, that's rather a drastic solution.
Well, I mean every word of it. So perhaps you should just go find the type of woman that you're used to.
But I'm getting used to you, Raven. As a matter of fact, I think there may be a danger that I'm becoming addicted to you.
All right. Let me go get dressed. You can watch. I'm ravenous. Let's go have dinner. Hello, Gunther. Nice to see you again.
Did you leave your office this afternoon, Mr. Herman?
Around noon. I had lunch with a client of mine. Japanese fellow. We went to a sushi bar.
Nobody was in the office all afternoon?
No, I work alone. Sometimes I get a temporary secretary or use the public stenographer.
Okay, what did you do after lunch?
Well, my client wanted me to look at some merchandise, so I went downtown with him.
And what time did you get back to your office?
Not until after 6:30.
You always work that late?
Yeah, well, I like to put in a couple of hours every evening. You see my wife... my wife likes to nag a bit, you know. My wife does, so I figure I get home 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's dinner time. People don't talk so much when they eat.
I see. So, you returned to your office approximately 6:30, and you found the safe open.
Yeah, wide open.
Are you sure you locked it before you left?
Of course I'm sure. I told you I had $50,000 in cash in there. I had a real big transaction this week. Digital clock radio's a sweetheart of a deal. Only it had to be in cash, you know, but now it's all gone.
Does anybody else have a key to this office?
No. Well, no, not that I know of, but I mean, hey, forget it. The locks in this building, they're nothing. Forget it. Half a dozen times in the past couple of years, people have broken into offices on this floor. That's why I bought the safe. It was supposed to be burglar-proof.
Well, that all depends on the burglar.
Yeah.
I suppose you noticed the hole.
Yeah, I noticed the hole. Now, how do they open a safe by putting a little hole in it?
Well, they can, and they did. It's definitely a drill job. And cleverly done in the afternoon to be concealed by the outside noise.
That's right. There is a lot of construction in this vicinity. Why, nobody think twice about hearing the sound of a drill.
50,000 bucks. Look, I'm a small businessman, you know.
Mr. Herman, you are insured, I take it?
Yeah, I'm insured. But you know what happens when you go to collect on a claim? Up go the rates.
Well, it's a lot better than losing $50,000. At any rate, I think we have enough information for now, Mr. Herman.
Mr. Herman, how's business lately?
What do you mean?
It's a simple question.
Business? My business? Business is lousy. Inflation, high interest rate, you know.
How's your debt situation?
Well, I've got a few debts spread around. I mean, who does?
This $50,000 you had in the safe, are you sure that was for an investment? It wasn't to pay off a debt?
Well, what difference would it make?
Well, you see, I don't think you like the idea of paying out 50 grand to anybody, especially when you could have your insurance company pay it off for you.
Oh, now wait a minute.
Mr. Herman, do you have this office cleaned at night?
Yeah.
You don't have to answer that question. I know you do. It's part of the building service.
What are you getting at, Damian?
You can't drill a hole that size in a safe without leaving metal filings all over the floor. Well, take a look, Mr. Herman. I can't find a trace. I'd say your cleaning service is damn good.
You're also saying that this safe was opened before this afternoon, are you?
That's right. Isn't it, Mr. Herman? I think you came in yesterday afternoon and drilled that hole yourself so you could come in today and call the cops. Only you forgot that the cleaning lady would be around to clean up your mess.
No, the crook must have cleaned up.
Mr. Herman, crooks aren't that neat.
I think maybe you better call your lawyer, Mr. Herman.
I'm cold.
I'm wet.
I'm hungry.
How's sandwiches for lunch?
I'm cold.
I'm wet.
I'm hungry.
What do you give to such a bunch?
Manwiches. No cold sandwich warms them up like a hot, hearty meal. Your ground beef and Hunt's Manwich sauce, thick with tomatoes, onions, peppers, more like a meal.
How's cold, wet, and hungry now?
Warm, dry, satisfied.
Try it. A sandwich is a sandwich, but a manwich is a meal.
When Linda Kay bought her new corral, she sent the old set to her daughter in Australia. If corral can survive a journey halfway around the world, imagine how many trips it can make to your table.
Tonight at 7, Fred decides to create a legacy in his own time, so he takes up sculpting on Sanford and Son. And then later, pregnant and 9 days overdue, Gloria takes out her frustrations on well-meaning Mike on All of the Family tonight at 7:30 on Channel 48.
I would like to ask you something. Something about money.
Yeah, I know. You want to pay for the pizza. Well, forget it. This one's on me.
I could buy a pizzeria with this.
I don't think I want to go into the pizza business.
I have more than this one, you know. I have at least $100,000 worth of jewelry.
Sky Whitney's a very generous guy. I guess it's easy being generous when you're rich.
If I sold the jewelry, it would support us for a very long time. You wouldn't have to work anymore.
If that's the question, I think you know the answer.
I know. I wanted to give it all back to him anyway. I can't keep them. No more than I would have kept the money I heard Carl used to steal in Paris and London and everywhere else. I have nothing left from that time. And I want nothing from this one.
Well, it's up to you. I can't advise you.
I would feel like a thief all over again. I don't want that. I don't want you to think of me as a thief. I can't stand it.
Hey, come on. I don't think of you as a thief.
It's the same. That's what I am. You can't forget it, and I can't either.
Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. Forget it. I don't want to hear the word thief pass by those beautiful lips ever again.
Man, you know, Damian, I really have to hand it to you. I mean, the first squeal you pick up in Monticello, and you crack the case wide open in the first half hour. There must be some kind of a record.
Well, Mr. Herman hasn't confessed yet. But I'll bet you $10 to a cup of coffee that he does. I want to keep him under strict surveillance. I want to put him under the heat again.
Yeah. That was really clever about the cleaning woman.
Well, obviously, he drilled the hole yesterday, and when we confronted him with it, couldn't come up with a quick story.
An amateur.
And we're pros. Right.
That's what you tell me. Look, I'm going to check in with headquarters. Yeah, Kenny, look, this is Stoner. Tyler and I are still on that burglary investigation, and we're going to stick around a little longer. I'll check in with you later on. Okay. So what's up?
I know this girl.
You do?
That's right. In fact, I've seen her dance. In Paris.
Raisin lovers, it's time for a change from Raisin Bran. It's time for the tasty square things in Wheat and Raisin Chex cereal.
But I like Raisin Bran.
You'll like Wheat and Raisin Chex even better. It's delicious because it's got lots of juicy raisins, and the toasted wheat squares stay crispier than bran flakes, so they taste better.
Wheat and Raisin Chex is better. I love the wheat squares.
It's about time the American family got a square deal.
Wheat and Raisin Chex, a better way to get your raisins. Hey, think you'll make the Celtics?
Sure, I have 15 seasons to practice and eat right.
That's wonder. Why not eat whole wheat?
Ask Ma.
With Wonder, good nutrition doesn't have to be whole wheat. Whole wheat does have more of some nutrients and fiber, but compare government figures on whole wheat with Wonder's label. For these important nutrients, Wonder has as much as whole wheat. And he loves Wonder, so I know he'll eat it. With Wonder and a balanced diet, good nutrition doesn't have to be whole wheat.